That was my last egg. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a what I eat on weigh day slash an unplanned cheat day. So what I usually do on weigh day, or what I have done for however long I've been on Slimming World, is as soon as I finish a group, I go straight to the McDonald's drive-thru and get a sausage McMuffin. I mean, I've still been losing weight whilst doing that, however it has started to really slow down. So I have figured I can make them myself for only 2.5 cents. So that is what we're going to be making today, along with the rest of my meals for the day. I'll show you what I've made. I post all of my meals on Instagram, so if you want to go and check that out, I will pop it here. If you do like the video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and go and hit that subscribe button below. All the recipes from this video will be linked in the description below if you want to have a read through step by step. But without further ado, we shall crack on with the video. So for my first meal, I'm going to be making a McDonald's McMuffin fakeaway. And I've discovered that you can actually make your own for 2.5 cents, which compared to, I think, the McDonald's McMuffin, if I have a look on the app. So the sausage and egg McMuffin, which is what we're going to be recreating today, is 21.5 cents, whereas the one that I'm making is going to be 2.5. So it's a no-brainer really. Yeah, so I'll just show you what I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using the Tesco's pork and herb sausage patties. Now these are the things which have the sins in, so these are 2.5 cents per patty, which I don't think is too bad because they taste pretty good. I've then got Sainsbury's lighter cheesy slices. You can actually have 3 of these for your healthy A, but I'm just going to be using 1, so it's only like 1/3 of your healthy A. And then I'm using some unsmoked bacon medallions to put in there. I know that you don't usually get them in the McMuffins, but because we're making it ourselves, we can. So I'm just going to add some bacon in there as well. And then these are the Sainsbury's wholemeal muffins. These are your healthy B, so I think you can also get some from Asda as well, but I usually shop in Tesco's, but they don't seem to do things like this, so I usually have to go and shop about when I want to make something like this. But I'll just use one of these and then I'll freeze the rest, and then I've still got like 5 left for another 5 McMuffins if I fancied it later on. So all you do with these is they come and they're quite stuck together, so you just need to separate the sausage and then you literally just put it in the frying pan, and then obviously the same with the bacon, so I'm gonna crack on and do that. So I've got my sausage patty there and I've got my bacon open and ready, and I'm just gonna be using some olive oil spray. I know that the Fry Light is usually preferred on Slimming World, but I use this just because the Fry Light just wrecks me pans and I don't like it. So I'm going to be using some of that and then just literally frying that and frying some bacon. Whilst those are sizzling away in there, I'm just going to turn the heat down a little bit, and then what I'm going to do with the muffin is I'm going to slice it in half and then toast it for a little bit. So now I'm just going to be assembling my McMuffin. I've taken one of the cheese slices out there. So I've got my muffin here ready to go. It's just a little bit toasty. And then I'm going to put the cheese slice on. This is hard with one hand. Hang on. Cheese slice. Then the sausage. And then I'm going to add the bacon and the top of that. And that is your McDonald's fakeaway. And I've just realised that I haven't done the egg. Damn. So I'm going to really quickly fry up an egg. Oh god. Well, it wouldn't be one of my videos if something didn't go wrong. So that there, that was my last egg. So unfortunately we're not going to be having egg in our McMuffins this morning. However, I am pretty happy with the one that I've got. Bear in mind that I forgot to do the egg in the first place. Maybe it's just a sign that it wasn't supposed to have egg in it. But yeah, so this, nearly dropped that. This is my McMuffin, and I'm going to enjoy this. And that is my 2.5 sin version of the McDonald's McMuffin. It would still be 2.5 sins if I did have the egg in it, but we're not having that today. I guess the egg just wasn't meant to be. Maybe it was a sign. Maybe I was gonna get salmonella from that egg or something. So moving on to my lunch now, I am going to be making a chicken nugget wrap or a corn nugget wrap, so this is vegetarian friendly. What I'm going to be using is these corn crispy nuggets. Now I have ranted about these many a times about the fact that they used to be half a sin each and they went up to a whole sin each, and that means that you can only have half as many as you used to do, which really annoyed me, but I mean, I won't stop eating them because I love them, but these are the closest thing that I've found to the McDonald's chicken nuggets, even though they don't have meat. You can get the vegan nuggets, which are half a sin each, however, they're just not quite the same. They're more kind of like soft, they don't get like that like crispy exterior that these ones do, so I continue to eat these. I'm going to be putting some peppers in there, some baby spinach, and obviously because I've used my healthy beef for today, I'm going to be using a Lodo base, which is basically the most amazing thing ever. It's a great alternative for a wrap. It's like quite like spongy in texture, but you can use it for pretty much anything. I'm going to use it as a wrap, but you can use them as like a pizza base or for like quiches if you wanted like a little bit of a crust. I think you can even like whiz them up and use them as breadcrumbs and things like that, but these are only 2 sins per wrap, and they're not classed as your healthy base. So if you ever just fancy a bit of a bread day, I would recommend buying these. I'll leave the link in the description below for these, but you can also get 10% off your order by using the code SHRINKINGJESS10. So yeah, follow the link in the description for them. I would definitely recommend investing in these because you can stick them in the freezer as well. So you can buy, I think you can buy 8 bases, or you can buy, I don't know, it goes up from 8, but basically yeah, you can freeze them. So I've got loads of them in the freezer, and they defrost in literally about half an hour as well. So yeah, and then I'm going to be adding, I'm going to be adding a teaspoon of lighter than light mayo. This is half a sin for the teaspoon. It just gives it a little bit of like sauce in the wrap to stop it from being dry. But yeah, we shall crack on and make our wrap. So to start, I've turned my oven to preheat on at 200 degrees Celsius. In one of my last videos, I forgot to turn the oven on, which was really annoying, but yeah, I'll not do that this time. So that is on and preheating, and then I'm just going to be putting my nuggets onto the tray. I've only got 3 left in here. I would usually have 4, however, there's only 3 left in here, so yeah, sacrificing a nug. However, that does mean that I'll only be having 1.5 sins, so that is fine for me. They look so lonely. Like, where's the other nugget? Why am I the way I am? Yeah, I don't usually put spray oil on here because they don't really tend to stick, but you can put spray oil on if you wish. And I think they only take like 15 minutes in the oven, which is fantastic. So I'm gonna put them in. In you go. Bye, nuggies. I'll see you in 15 minutes. Whilst those are cooking, I'm just gonna cut up my peppers. I'm probably gonna only use half of each of the coloured peppers. I'm gonna try and cut these up a different way to what I usually do, because I saw a method on TikTok which looked so much easier than the way I do it, so I'm going to try it that way so then you can see if it works. All they did was they cut the top off like that. Yep. And then they cut the bottom off like that. And then they literally cut down one side, opened it. Oh my god. This is way easier than any way that I've ever cut peppers, because look at that. It's just all there. Oh my god. And then obviously you cut away whichever bits you want to cut away. I usually cut these bits away. I don't really know why, but they just, yeah. this has totally changed the way I cut my peppers. I'll be cutting them like this forevermore now, because then you literally just slice, slice, slice. And then I'm going to put the other half away in the fridge for another meal. So there I have my peppers. I can't believe how much easier that method was for cutting peppers. I'm flabbergasted. So I'm just going to be cooking these in a pan, and I'm going to be using the spray oil that I used earlier for the sausage patties, just this one, and then get those cooked. I made a mess of that, didn't I? There you go. So I have cooked my peppers to how I like them. I like them quite crunchy still, so they might seem a little bit undercooked to you, but you can totally cook them however you like. So all I'm left really to do now, because my nuggies are ready soon, all I need to do is assemble my wrap. So I have got my Lodo base here. I'm going to start by putting the spinach on first, and then I'm going to be adding the peppers and then the nuggets and the mayonnaise last. A little bit of this on. Then followed by some of, oh, I really should have used a scooper, never mind. Then I feel like I've made a few too many peppers, but we'll roll with it. We'll get them all in, squashed. There we go. How good does that look already? Actually, you could totally add some like spices to this if you wanted to. I'm gonna get my nuggets out of the oven. And that is what our wrap looks at the minute. I'm questioning whether this is gonna actually close because it is loaded, but we will try our best. I'm gonna be adding the mayo now. I've got my little measurer. Usually I would just kind of freehand this, but I feel like I go over the top way too many times when I do that, so I'm going to be measuring. So I've got my teaspoon, heaped teaspoon of mayo, and I'm just going to literally pop that on over the nuggies. Right, we've got our mayo on there, and I'm just going to fold it up and then cut it in half, but yeah, wish me luck. Okay, we're having some issues here. And that is what your wrap looks like after you've wrestled with it and have loads left over. Probably the messiest wrap I've ever made, but it does sometimes work, I promise. Yum! So for my tea, I've decided to have a carbonara. So this is the ingredients that I'm going to be using. Now I know that this isn't the traditional way to make a carbonara, and I've had people say to me before, you don't make carbonara with cheese, it's with this, that and the other and blah blah blah. However, this is the Slim & World version. I really like it. So I've got some tagliatelle, which I usually use about 3 nests of. I've got 500 ml of vegetable stock in there. That's what I cook the pasta in. Just I find that it makes it taste so much nicer. I've got some more bacon medallions, which I'm going to put in there. I've got cheese triangles, and I've got some spinach, which I'm going to put either under it or in it, I'm not quite sure yet, but yeah. So I'm going to start off by weighing out a portion of the tagliatelle and cooking it in the pan with the vegetable stock. Can't even get it open, it's a good start. As it turns out, two of these nests are 100 grams, so I'm just going to put the 2 in. Whilst that is going to start cooking in there, I'm just going to put, I think maybe 3 bacon medallions, and I'm just going to cook them in here with some of the spray oil. I'm going to cook them whole first, and then I'm going to cut them up into little parts when I add them to the pasta. So these Laughing Cow cheese triangles, you can actually have 5 of them. for your healthy A, but I think I only use usually about 3. So again, it's only part of your healthy A. So from the cheese this morning and using these, I reckon you've only probably used like 1 of your healthy A's, then you've got the other one to play with if you fancied, I don't know, using it for milk in your coffee or whatever. So now the pasta I think is done and the bacon is just how I like it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drain the pasta, but I'm not going to drain all of the water. I'm just going to leave it so that like there's just like a little bit in the bottom. This is how I get it to be a little bit more creamy, just because I find that the Laughing Cow cheese triangles don't really melt very well. So I'm going to leave some of the water and then I'm going to add the Laughing Cow in. So I've drained the water there, and the way I can kind of think is it's kind of sloshy. That's the sort of like consistency you're looking for. It just kind of sloshes around in the bottom of the pan. I've got my cheese triangles there ready to go, and I'm just going to add them in. So 1, 2 and 3. Sometimes I might need to add a little bit more water to this, but we'll see how it goes. So once that's mixed in, this is what it should look like. Just kind of like a nice light creamy consistency, and I'm just going to chop up my bacon and add that in there now. And there you go, I've got my bacon in there. There's plenty of bacon in there. I quite like adding lots of bacon, but I'm just going to serve this up and I'm going to put it on top of some spinach. That's totally your choice if you want to do that, but I'm just going to add some speed in there. I find it easier to eat when there's something on top of it. But yeah, I'm just going to serve this up. And that there is the finished product, a nice big bowl of carbonara pasta. This will keep me full until tomorrow. And that concludes my what I eat on weigh day / on-plan cheat day. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you found it a little bit useful as well. Like I said at the start of the video, all my meals I post on Instagram, which I will pop here. Also, all the recipes will be linked in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.